Reading Football Club, as we all know, are in a bit of a pickle right now, and that's putting it politely. We've done videos on this, so we're not going to tread old ground on this. We just want to talk about two stories that caught our attention over the weekend of the 16th of March. First, a potential sale of the club, which is great news for Reading supporters, and the second was the bizarre sale of their training ground to League One rivals Wycombe Wanderers. So let's start with the first story, because that is the good news here, and that is the story emerging over the weekend that the Reading Chronicle reported that the club are in advanced talk with buyers from North America. From what is understood, the deal potentially includes the sale of the club and the stadium as well. That's unfortunately all we know thus far, but we'll follow it up if anything changes, and if the takeover is completed, we'll probably make a YouTube short about it, so keep your eyes peeled. However, the second story is far more bizarre from the weekend, and that is that Wycombe Wanderers were going to buy Reading's training ground, which looked to have gone through over the weekend as the unpopular owner Dai Young continues his asset stripping of the club. But hold your horses, because there's more to this story, because Wycombe have now put this acquisition on hold after protests outside their Adams Park stadium. The deal to buy Reading's training ground Bearwood would have cost a reported £25 million. Wycombe released a statement about the acquisition that claims they were just trying to help their neighbours, or helping Reading, stating that Wycombe themselves had sold their own training ground about a decade earlier when the club had its own financial issues. The statement from Wycombe Wanderers reads as follows, quote, "Wycombe Wanderers Football Club are putting on hold provision for funding to Reading Football Club and the acquisition of Bearwood Park training facility from its owners. A little over a week ago, Reading Football Club announced that it was selling its training ground. Wycombe's majority investor, Feliciana AFL Limited, made a proposal to purchase the ground. Many of the details were still to be worked out, including potential sharing with Reading and how to ensure a smooth transition. Importantly, it was agreed that whilst the details were being finalised and due diligence being carried out, Feliciana would provide sufficient financing to Reading to allow it to pay its tax obligations and operating expenses, including payroll for staff and players. It was Wycombe's and Feliciana's belief that they were helping Reading and professional football with the offer to assist its neighbour in a manner that had historically been used in the past by many football clubs. Indeed, Wycombe's own training ground had been sold over a decade ago to reduce operating expenses and fund the club at the time when it had its own financial issues. Wycombe Football Club and Feliciana have to put on hold the discussions and ongoing due diligence to seemingly planning limitations, allowing only Reading Football Club to use the training grounds. Wycombe continues to wish its neighbours good luck in solving its issues. For its part, Wycombe will continue its search for a training ground that meets its ambitions for the club. It's a bizarre series of events, considering that the Reading owner poured his own money into that training ground and was a part of his now failed bid to get the club to a higher level and higher standard. Hopefully the American consortium, this North American consortium, can take over at Reading and you guys can see the back of Dai Young. If you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up as well, and hit the bell icon to be notified of all our latest videos. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out our website. It's deadair.media/sport for the latest football news. See you next time.